Stevie, can you try and sum up that one, please?
Quite difficult. I think we played at a good level in the first half, good intensity. Probably a wee bit frustrated at half time that we weren't more than one goal up, and then the game changed in the second half and we didn't change with it, so disappointing end. I think to go from the level in the first half where you're thinking you should be 2 or 3 goals up to coming away at the end where you're probably lucky to get a point is quite frustrating.
So you look at that malaise that maybe sets in after half time, it's perhaps been a problem all season. Can you try and put your finger on where that comes from?
When you've only worked with the group for, I think 4 or 5 training sessions, it's quite difficult, but it's not my job to go in at the end of the game and run and rave at this moment and dig people out and shout, but I can only give them a bit of advice from the tough moments that I've had here, and I think in those moments when the game changes, you probably go back to your default mode, and I would say that not just on a Saturday, so the standard has to be there every time you train, and then when you go back to that default mode, you know you can stick together when the moments get tough, and you can come out the other side of that.
What's needed here, Stephen, just to, with a new manager coming in, what's required immediately, if that's not too simplistic a question, but just to bring everyone back on board and kind of set the foundations for the remainder of the campaign?
I think when you look at the first half, there is positives there. I think there was good individual performances, but the game doesn't last 45 minutes. So any potential new manager that's watching knows there is talent in the group, but it's just about how you get that consistency over a 90-minute game, and then the results will start to change.
Stevie, the players in there hurting. Are they angry in there? What's the kind of mood? How would you describe it? You've been in a squad a long time.
Of course they're hurting. Of course they're hurting. And they should hurt, because if you don't win here, that's the feeling that you have to have. I don't think you can come away and say, oh, it was a positive first 45 minutes, because we all know that that's not good enough. That's not good enough. You'd rather have a terrible 90 minutes and win the game. So they need to feel that, and they do hurt, and they're in a tough moment. But the only advice I can give them, which I've probably heard from previous people, is that they need to stick together. It's not an easy place to play when things are going against you, and the only way out it is if you stick together.
Did you see it coming? Because you say first half, some of the play was terrific. Half time, you must have been sitting there thinking, repeat of that, you'll get the win.
I think when you've got experience, I think I probably guessed that Dundee United were going to change their aggression, so you know the game might change at a certain point. And we put so much into the first half in terms of energy levels that when you have a dip and they raise theirs, it's quite hard to then go and regain that momentum. So, but that's in the moments where the real character comes out. You've got to stick together.
Stephen, how important is it for this group of players that the uncertainty is removed as soon as possible and they know who's going to be in charge?
Honestly, that's not where my attention's going right now. My attention was always to full focus on Dundee United, and that should be their intention as well. It shouldn't matter, and I understand the question, it shouldn't matter who the manager is, and that might sound like an easy thing to say and like the textbook answer, but as a group of players you need to be leaders of men, and they need to stick together and find a way to turn the results no matter who's standing in the dugout.
So have you been told at this stage that you'll be in charge again on Thursday when it's just 4 days away, 5 days away?
Honestly, I'm going day by day. I have not thought any further ahead than Dundee United, because that would have been disrespectful. I knew they were a good team, so I knew we had to prepare properly. So if my focus was on other things, whether that was manager noise or thinking about a potential game on Thursday night, that would have been disrespectful to Dundee United.
So you take charge again tomorrow, Monday?
As it stands now, I'm planning to take training tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, who's next? Back to Robert.
Stevie, do you think things can turn quickly? If a new manager comes in, it's going to be the same group of players. Do you think it can be changed overnight?
I do, yeah, and that people might say that's very optimistic, and I understand why, but I've seen enough in the first half performance and enough in the training days I've had, which has been probably 4 or 5 training sessions, that there is good players there and it can turn quickly. But as I say, I mentioned that pre-game that time's running out, it has to be now, and I thought that would have been today, and after the first half I felt like at that point this could be it, but it wasn't to be.
Just yourself standing in the touchline, what was it like? How did you feel about it?
I felt comfortable. I feel like I'm ready to go and work at first team level, but I'm in no rush. I enjoy the job that I'm doing just now, and I felt comfortable.
Last one.
Steve, you've not been with the squad very long, but you've been around the club for a long time. Is there a lack of leaders in that team?
No. There is people in there that lead the group and drive the group, but again I'll go back to, you can't just lead the group and drive the group on match days. It has to be every day, and that's not that they don't do it, but to be successful here, the standards need to be there every single time you come to the training centre, every single time you go on the training pitch, and then, as I mentioned, in those tough moments, that's when you see a team.
Cheers guys, thank you.